wildly talented one and only Adele Dazim.
All right. Here we go. This is our lives now. This is what happens when we're gone for 2 weeks.
Yep. I set it up before I left. I mean, it was in that other episode too at the end, but I set up ours before I left.
our unique touch.
Yes.
Joel.
Ryan.
You've been out of the country.
Yep. I was in the Philippines for 2 weeks. I went to my grandma's ancestral home. Well, I guess it's my ancestral home, but
all of the above. How was it?
Maybe. It was humid. It was hot. Very nice people. Very kind. Poverty right in your face. If you've ever been to Hawaii, you know they kind of hide it. They don't hide it here. Boom, right there.
They try to hide it.
Yeah, they try to. They can't. Very nice. Like I said, nice people. Very. I'm gonna say Americanized with food. They were like food options for like everything out there. You know,
that's interesting.
But yeah, beautiful beaches. We went on a boat tour that took us to some secret beaches and a lagoon you could kayak. It was beautiful.
Some secret beaches.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there's 4 tour boats, how secret is it? You know, but it was really cool to go there. I got crispy. I shared it on Instagram. I got fucking burnt because there was one day we were at the beach. We put on suntan lotion, and then it rained. And we're like, we're fine. Nope, I should know that better than anyone else in the Bay Area.
Bruh. Science happened
by the fog. So I got crispy for a good week. But yeah, really cool seeing. What they do there is you take at least where I was, you take like a tricycle into town. It's a tricycle with attachment. And there's a driver and there's enough seats for 2 people, well, 2 big Americans like me and my wife, or 5 small Filipinos. And it's really cool because they help each other out. There'll be a rider, right? There'll be like there's 6 of us, my parents and my sister and her boyfriend. And he'd be a rider, doesn't even know. He's like, hey, they need help. They'll help each other out, as opposed to here, it's like you're on your own, right? One person all for themselves. Yep. It's cool seeing people lift each other up. Wild dogs everywhere. Everywhere. Bro, yeah. Which I've never really truly experienced here. So they're of course they go up to you for food. They're moderately friendly. One was like barking at us, and he got all his friends to come. And I was like, oh, not right now.
I don't feel like gang up on you.
I was like, I don't feel like fighting dogs at 10 p.m. in this humid heat right now. But bro, if you want to throw down, I got these American. No, it didn't happen. He eventually we walked past a certain point. The dog was like, whatever. He like left. He was done. He clocked out. He's like, his job was to protect that block, and then he was done. But yeah, lots of geckos, bugs everywhere. So everywhere. You can't avoid it. Room, where you eat, wherever. But it is what it is. Dude, I'm glad to go. Never been. So
dude, the geckos just seem like they operate in such a high proficiency level, just like getting into places and you're just like, what the fuck? How are you there?
I sent Brian a picture. I've had a little tiny one in a cup in our hotel room. I don't know how it got there, but it did.
Did you have a picture of like one in like a lantern?
Yeah, one of the places we went to eat for dinner.
Fuck.
Yeah, so it's when we went, there weren't too many tourists. The last 2 nights there were hella people from Spain and Australia. It was crazy. Okay. It's interesting. That Spain, would be the biggest one, but it makes sense. They captured it 1 million years ago.
They're very familiar.
Yeah, Australians make sense. It's right there. They were like, it's a beautiful country. Yeah, and I was like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you right now. I'm on vacation. I don't need you to brag to me about how my homeland is. Anyway, yeah. It was a beautiful place. El Nido. It was nice. Very hot. Jesus Christ. Very hot. But not as hot as here. When I came back, I was supposed to hang out with you guys at Marcelo's. 100 degrees.
Bruh.
Missed that, though. My wife was sick.
So, like, I know we shouldn't complain because I assume the Philippines has way more humidity than we do, like on a grand scale.
That it does.
But still, when you come from a city that's mostly just like made up of fog, like even like getting to like the low 80s is like torture sometimes. So,
oh dude, it was like 89 my first day with humidity. It was whoo.
Yeah.
I'm back.
It was nice though. Our buddy Jameson, who's been on the podcast before, he brought some like these battery powered mister hoses, which is weird. So like it was this little contraption, right? And you just kind of put it in, you submerge it in water, and the little battery powered mechanism just kind of like sucks up the water and then shoots it out of like these like little mister nozzles. And so he had two of them like stationed like outside on both ends of like this kind of like tarp, like tent kind of thing. It was pretty nice. And of course, once the sun started going down, it got a little bit nicer. But
Oh, I bet.
it was a nice time. Just a bunch of friends hanging out.
Those Astro Boy shoes. I've
Bruh.
seen them. I've seen them.
Bro, those things were being passed around like they were candy. It was weird. It was so weird. I would have tried them on, but my feet are way too big for Marcelo's size. Because it was funny. Fernando tried them on, and he had trouble getting them off. So Jameson was trying to help him out, and Jameson fucking. It was like the most comedic, like the stereotypical comedic thing where he's just pulling as hard as he can on Fernando's foot, and he just slides on his ass. But yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yay, friendship.
A little pre 4th of July get together.
America.
But yeah, so I guess with that being said, welcome to the United We Nerd podcast, where a bunch of nerds just kind of just talk about a lot of nerdy shit, and you know, there's a few things we could discuss right now, Joel. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks.
I wrote a couple of them down,
and I'm sure we can
those are lyrics.
Get into a lot of things. But before we do that, I just want to remind everybody out there that, of course, normally you could watch this live. We're recording this because it's late, and you know we're trying to catch up, you know, with our little break. But you can normally watch this on twitch.tv/United We Nerd. And of course, you could watch and listen to the recording of this on podcast services and youtube.com/@United We Nerd. A little bit of more housekeeping before we continue on. This weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, will be the very first Weekend Warrior stream. Me and Joel will be hanging out, maybe playing some Street Fighter 6 against each other, maybe.
Or wrestling. We haven't played a wrestling game in a long time.
And I have a few, and I'm going to be talking about one of them today.
Shit, here we go again.
It's a
Weekend Warrior,
a new stream concept that we were kind of fiddling around with before we went on break, and we are ready to kind of do it, just to have a good jump start to our weekend, have some hangout time with you guys, and of course have a lot of fun playing games. But yeah, you can come by twitch.tv/United We Nerd on Saturday at 11 a.m. We're gonna have some fun. But Joel,
Brian,
speaking of wrestling games, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about AEW Fight Forever.
Oh, you talked about it a little bit with me. I want to hear the whole thing. Actually, no, I saw it on TikTok. You didn't even talk about it with me. I watched your video.
I did do a little TikTok.
I lied.
I got passionate enough to make a TikTok last week. So that tells you something about this game. So last week, for those who don't know, AEW came out with their very first video game. And it's a standard arcade wrestling game. It's very much inspired by the old WWE like No Mercy games on the N64. Very much similar to that style, as far as just like how it plays, how it kind of looks. It doesn't look like an N64 game, but like you can tell, like it kind of has that feeling of that kind of old arcadey style wrestling game. And of course, I made a TikTok about a little discovery I made, because for people that don't know, the developers for this game, Ukes, used to be the people that made WWE games back in the day, and they've been making games for WWE for so long until a few years ago, where they left, and then they've been working on this game for the past few years. So there's a character customization game, you know, like WWE. It's a little more bare. There's not, compared to because I've shown you how like wild WWE games are now, Joel.
Oh yeah. Or Street
Like
Fighter 6.
you can make abominations. You can
Yeah, hell
go down
yeah.
to the minute details of your character. This one is a little bit more simplified and straight line. Like you can't really like change the like look of your person. There's like default settings, and you can kind of change like the basics of your character. So of course that means you can also do entrances and whatnot. So I was looking at some of the entrances, and I was looking at some of the ones you can unlock, because you can unlock more customization things through in-game currency that you can just do by doing challenges and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Boy, are there a lot of WWE shit in this game.
Oh, this is like a cut and paste almost.
It's not cut and paste, just because how they do their entrances, they only do like the beginning, and then it kind of cuts away to make it like very quick and very fast. It doesn't do like a whole full sequence like WWE games do. But like, I mentioned on my TikTok, like I like to always like see the references like games make, because usually there'll be references for wrestlers that are a little more niche and a little more like in like the big time wrestling fans would know kind of who they are, and there's some of those there, but in retrospect it is Ukes, so they do have a lot of stuff they did in WWE games, so I'm not too surprised. But like, let me just write down off of memory, like they have The Undertaker, they have Roman Reigns, they have Rey Mysterio, they have Io Sky, they have back in the day, Aleister Black, before he went to AEW, they have his entrance with like rising out of the coffin kind of shit. They have, and like a ton more if you like look at them, like, and if it's like, oh, I know who that is, and it was so
Are they in the
weird.
game?
No.
But it has their entrances.
So
That's
it
funny.
has their entrances, but the thing is,
That's funny.
what's to get around it, it's technically new because they have to shorten it because it's only the beginning of an entrance. And then when they label it, they kind of label it a very vague like descriptor of like what it kind of is.
Yeah.
But like any wrestling fan would look at that and be like, motherfucker, I know that's I'll give you another example. That's Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like, I know who that is. Like, I know that pose and shit. It's like,
Oh, that's funny.
It was just
Undertaker is called like Mr. Dead or something, like the Hangman Executioner.
No,
Some knockoff like that.
It was very generic, but like you could tell just by like, there's only one wrestler that walks in just like fucking like very slow and very like straightforward kind of things. Like, who it is. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. I kind of just did it as kind of like a goof, because it's a wrestling game, so it's gonna happen. And especially because AEW is so new, they're only like 4 years old, so they don't have that many legends to go off of that have been there. So like over time they'll probably change. But yeah, I played around a little bit, honestly. Like I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played a lot of it recently because Final Fantasy 16 has come out. But yeah, it's, if you remember playing the wrestling games of old, it feels just like that. Just maybe with a little bit of a prettier package. It's very simple, very straightforward, and you can do a lot of goofy shit. Like you can ride skateboards, you can
Nice.
pull weapons out of a crowd. You have actually, there's a lot of blood. There's like a lot of like blood. Like literally you hit somebody with a weapon and they just start bursting and like there's blood on the mat and shit. They have a one time they did a like explosive barbed wire match, and so they added it to the game, and it's basically kind of a thing where you have to like beat your opponent within like the time limit, or else like the ring explodes. And
Sorry, I've never heard of this. That just sounds awesome and ridiculous at the same time. That's
it is.
That's awesome.
And
That's stupid, but I love it. I love it.
If you know AEW's history, you know that they've only done this match once, and the reason why is because the execution wasn't all there, because the pyro didn't go off correctly on the actual match. So what's actually cool is that when the countdown's about to end, there's a sequence that you could do to activate the actual bungled explosion. So it looks
That's
so
funny.
underwhelming. It's like spurts of like pyro, and then everybody's like, "Oh no!"
That's funny that they kept it. Props to them for keeping the bungle.
They don't like try to make themselves look like picture perfect. They will pull jokes on themselves, which is nice.
It's refreshing.
It's a refreshing little kind of like fun, like, get a bunch of your friends and just fuck around for like an hour or so. So maybe we'll play that eventually.
I mean, if we can do a fast cookie cutter character creator with explosive barbed wire, I'm in. Put me in. I'll make some dumbass character or not. Maybe I'll make a really bad common writer. Call him like Ramen Kiter or something.
Ramen Kiter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did play that. Like I said before, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah.
So I've talked to you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of go into a little bit more of like my thoughts so far, because I've mentioned this to you before, but this is like my first actual like good shot at playing a Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
The only other one I've actually played to an extent is 7 Dirge of Cerberus, which later in life I found out is a very bad game. And I played the demo for 7 Remake, which I still need to play. Oh shit.
Nice.
I'm just here like fuck it. Like, for people that aren't watching this right now, I'm just having the hardest time with my mic at the moment.
I just want to say while you're doing that, I don't even think I've ever heard of Dirge of Cerberus. That maybe they just buried it so well. Yeah, I don't think I've even heard of that before. I played Tactics on the Game Boy Advance or Game Boy.
Oh yeah,
that was
Tactics.
fun. And then part of 8. I was thinking about re-downloading it so I could finally beat it. I did enjoy it. It's with Squall Leonhardt, his story. Yeah, I was so bad at it. Oh my god! But I have a better idea of how to play now.
Well, Dirge of Cerberus is where you get to play Vincent Valentine, the vampire dude. And it was kind of like an action-y game, but I only played like 2 levels of it, and I was like, nah, this ain't for me, dog.
I'm gonna look this up. I don't think, maybe I've seen a picture of it.
But Final Fantasy 16 is definitely for me, dog.
Oh yeah,
oh boy, the action is crisp. The game looks beautiful. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You have like this very, very like pretty picture being painted in front of your eyes, and then it's letting you just kind of like play or mess around in. It's kind of nice actually, because it's not. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of an open world kind of thing, but it actually isn't. You kind of have different locations, and you can kind of play around within that location, but then it's more so like you have a mission that you can do, and then depending on like where you are, you might come across some like side quests you could do, but it's kind of in a contained area for the most part.
Yeah.
Which is good for me, because recently I've been getting very fatigued on like big open world games, so I'm really glad that this is a little bit more contained, just at least within different sectors of like the story. If you're just kind of going along. Combat is actually really nice.
Devil May Cry, essentially, right?
It's a little bit simpler than that. Like, to me, Devil May Cry is still like the top tier as far as like character action games go. But definitely if you've played games like Devil May Cry before, like it does definitely help you kind of like memorize certain aspects, especially because there are some mechanics from Devil May Cry that are definitely in this fucking game.
Nice.
Like for an example, there are moves that you can unlock through experience, or you can expend experience to like unlock moves. I right away noticed that you have a stinger and a helm splitter, and so I immediately unlock those because those are like Devil May Cry staple. Those actually just character action game staples, but I call it like for a second I call them stinger and helm splitter because that's what they are in like Devil May Cry. That's just like recognizable to a lot of people. And of course you have what in Devil May Cry is table hopper, but basically you can jump towards an enemy and basically jump off of them instead of just kind of like, you know, dead stopping in front of them. You can like jump like on them and away from them, so you can kind of get more maneuverability in the air.
Cool.
And of course you can upgrade your specials and kind of your it's actually really weird because there's not that many combos in the game. Like you have your attack button, right? And then you have your ranged attack, which you can upgrade and have it be so like, oh, you can like charge it up and then, you know, deal extra damage or whatnot. But a lot of the combat really relies on kind of your movement, I would say. Because everything has kind of like a set base damage. There's no like elemental like advantages, which is kind of interesting because for Final Fantasy being like an RPG kind of thing, usually those come into effect in like RPGs and like turn-based games. So it's kind of weird that elemental damage doesn't really take in any special effect.
Yeah.
Of course you can like burn people a little bit, but like as far as like having like advantages and disadvantages, that's kind of like not there. But
Interesting.
they really have you have a lot of like movement options. So let's say um depending on your character, like your first base like element type is like fire. And so with that, you have a special dash that allows you just to jet forward, basically kind of vanish for a second and just kind of move forward towards an enemy that you're locked onto. And so it's like a free like movement just to get in front of them and like, you know, start wailing on them. Or you can time your dodges correctly. And if you do, that's when you start getting bonus damage because you can just like dodge out of the way and then it has like a little slowdown effect. And then if you time it immediately, you can just like throw in like an extra attack so you can kind of just keep like ducking and weaving and just kind of, you know, taking stabs or pot shots off of them.
Nice. That sounds fun.
Or if you want to be ballsy, there is technically a parry. I am not good at it because the parry in this game is that you have to attack your enemy at the same time they're attacking you. So it's kind of like a clash. Instead of like
Okay.
you holding position and like waiting for it, you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
time your attack with theirs to like parry off of them, which I'm having a hard time with, but I'm trying my best. And then of course you get a doggo, you get a dog companion,
Oh yeah.
Torgal, which is the best dog. You can involve your dog into your attacks, so it can kind of do its own thing. So you don't have to tell it what to do, but there is a command menu. You can tell it to attack. You can tell it to heal for like a small bit of health for the moment. And what I don't know if I told you this or not, but I did find out that you can actually use your dog to do combo enders. So like you do
So it's
like
like a spin attack. You told me that.
do a spin attack, but then you can also do it with its other attack too. So it's like you do like a 4-hit combo, and if you press it right on time, you know, your dog will like light up and then like do like a special attack that it normally doesn't do, which is really cool. And it does have this like weird affinity level in the menu, so I'm wondering, like, the more you kind of like use it or like get connected with it, that it'll do more. So I haven't found that out yet. I'm sure a lot of people already have, but I'm trying to like black myself out from it, like everybody else talking about the game, so I don't get spoiled. Um, I found out one of the story beats for the game because I am officially in what is known a little to some people that have played this game as the Clive learns about racism arc.
I think I heard a little bit about this. Yeah.
Yeah, so to not spoil it too much, Clive runs in on some hard times, after the prologue, and people who have like special powers are deemed as like subhuman. And so when people look at him, because he's branded, right? They kind of look at him as kind of like not not human. And same with everybody else that has kind of like the same brand. And so you get to this town and you immediately start to realize, oh, there is Clive is learning about classism and pretty much racism at that point.
Discrimination.
So I am in the racism arc right now, and I'm having fun. Not with the racism, but I'm having fun with beat.
Yeah, let's make sure we're clear on that one.
Yeah. I'm having fun beating up monsters. I'm just gonna leave it there. But Final Fantasy 16 is a lot of fun, and I am going to be playing a lot more of that for sure.
Nice. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is
Like a panther.
like a band. And of course, I've just been playing Tears of the Kingdom, when I can. You played a lot.
Because on my break, we would like do something in the morning, have breakfast, break, go do something, break, dinner, break. And in between those breaks, everyone was napping. I was like, I would love to sleep in the bed, but also Hyrule is calling, and I got fucking
I got temples to beat.
I got temples. I got armor to find. I have world phenomena to conquer. We didn't say it before. I'm pretty sure you did, but this game is fucking amazing. It's so good. I think I probably told you guys. They were texting, right? I didn't get it because it was in airplane mode. Because apparently, my wife Sarah had them all, but I didn't have like texting days until like the last couple days. Like, I'm gonna turn airplane mode off and just get charged because it's just really annoying. But I got this whole wall of texts, and then they responded to them what I've been up to, and I let them know that like I took on Phantom Ganon successfully. Like, that shit is no joke if you're not ready. And he dropped some good stuff too. Yeah,
I'm not even brave enough to fight the hands yet.
Dude, they're annoying as fuck, honestly. Whenever I go in an area and there's nothing, no enemies, now I know it's like, here they come. There's a couple spots, there's nothing. It's just grass or scenery. I'm just like,
bro, I was climbing a hill to go to a fucking sky tower, and they just appear out of nowhere and chase me up the hill. I was like, what the fuck?
The scream got me too, because I'm just relaxing. He's like, he's here. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's like, oh fuck, god damn it. But it is worth fighting Phantom Ganon sometimes. I will say, he dropped some gloom weapons. I don't want to spoil it too much if you don't have them, but I'll just leave it at that. I want you to see what they do first.
I might just have to try to be brave.
And I told my wife, you gotta explore the chasm. You really, I've been telling Brian too. You gotta explore the chasm.
I've been exploring the chasm.
You got to increase your battery, man. I can't. I
got my first upgrade. I got my first upgrade.
I can't live with a one battery. I was like, it needs to grow, and thank goodness. A recall power though. When I finally talked to you about it, I got that. Oh, it's so nice.
It's so
fun.
It's one you keep forgetting about, but it's one of the more useful powers.
Yeah. And it'll literally be anything you've interacted with. There was a temple that had flotation balls, and it saved that, which I thought was hilarious. I had this thing with flotation, and I told him and our buddies when we went to the food festival. We'll talk about that later. There was one where Mr. Hudson, there's signs of him. I attached the signs to a little like prison grate with explosives, so they see Mr. Hudson when it drops on them. It's like, hello, lift that sign, bitch. Yeah, that game. Oh man, I could play it for almost forever, but I know it has to end. And now I'm reaching that point where like, okay, it's time to hit the last phenomenon, move on.
So you've beaten the all 4 temples, right?
On the last temples? No, last temple. I'm on the last temple. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Last
what was the last one that you chose? Was the Rito one?
No, the Goron one. I did
Goron.
Gerudo. I went
Okay.
Sidon, Riva, Yonobu, is that his name? And now I'm on Rito. Or whatever. Yeah. That was fun.
So I know you're on the last one, but would you be able to, at this moment, would you be able to have like a temporary ranking until you finish the last one? Like what so far, how would you rank the temples?
I think Sidon's is again like the first one you should do and the easier one until the boss. I'm gonna say, because I made a mistake though, I'll put it at like 8 or 9. I think out of 10 it was pretty good.
It's a good one.
Gerudo one, I just hate the fucking mummies, dude. They were annoying, but it was still good. The boss fight was annoying too. It is, yeah, I think that's the right word. It's tedious. I'll put that at 7 out of 10. I'm gonna put it below Sidon. Also, Sidon's my homie, so that's why. Like 7, maybe even lower than. It's just that last boss. The boss fight is annoying.
Yeah.
It's just tedious, and for me, because we were talking about it, I was reading how to shoot the things wrong. I was shooting it too early, so I was just making it harder for myself. But the puzzles were cool. They're not too hard. I feel like Breath of the Wild puzzles were a little more like, I was scratching my head a little more. Maybe I just was going about it wrong, but I feel like for this one, the puzzles overall are easier, and the temples.
I feel like because your powers and stuff for this game deal more with the physics of the game, where in the last one your powers were more so just based on like the other guardians.
Yeah.
And then of course they had the Sheikah Slate too, but those were more for like kind of traversal. Like you had like the magnetism, but like I honestly barely used that one, to be honest. But like, since like I feel everybody is so like into like the physics of like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, to have your powers be more related to that and just being able to just like figure out how to do something your own way, I feel like it makes it maybe not like easier, but there are many ways you can complete a task. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, I felt like you had to figure out the right way to do it.
Yeah.
So
or there was a couple ways, but it's not like this. You could cheese it so many ways. Like there's definitely, I've seen people do shrines like they posted videos like, it's like, I didn't even think about that at all. And some were like, oh, I did that. I literally just skipped steps 2 through 10 and went straight for skip, turn 20,
Right.
Let's see, the Goron one. I thought that was a lot of fun. The intro to before you go below, it's all I'm gonna say, where you kind of like fight the Ghidorah heads. That was cool. Doing that.
The Ghidorah heads.
The mountain like erupts, and then he's like, "Goro, we gotta fight."
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is sick." That was a cool intro. The boss was pretty cool too. I thought the way, because it's like the literal gate you have to unlock to get to the boss. I thought that one was okay. I don't know. It felt not as tedious as Gerudo, but not as maybe just as interesting as the water one. Yeah. And then the Rito one right now is cool getting there, but now that I'm here, it's like, okay, I know what to do. Like you figure it's the 4th one, you figure out there's a process. I'm just like, I get it. I'm here. So it's cool. I think that they could have made the power a little more interesting for the bird, but I get it. It's more like traversal and getting where you need to be faster. So it makes sense. You already have 3 offensive ones. You need one that's a little more
right.
like motion or movement.
I could see why the game kind of points you towards that one first, just because, like we were talking about before, like you don't have as many battery slots, so your creations wouldn't be able to take you as far. So I feel like
Yeah.
having that kind of like gust of wind behind you to travel a little
Oh
bit with your
yeah.
glider really does help.
That would have helped me so much exploring in the beginning, but now I know
Oh,
I
yeah.
got last. Oh well, just use a lot of gliders and stamina.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of have to agree with pretty much what you said, except I feel like as much as it pains me, I would probably have to put the Goron one very low. And I hate it because I love the Goron area. Some like my favorite like character types in Zelda. But God, that boss fight, dude. Like I felt like I was getting like more frustrated than anything during that boss fight just because of the timing it like took and how having to. That's the one thing I kind of wish would change was that I wish that you didn't have to go up to the other sage to like unlock, like press A, then to like
Oh
proc the
yeah.
ability, then to like do the actual ability. Like there's so many unnecessary steps in order to use the power that I wish you just kind of would be able to just kind of,
Hotkey it would be nice. Yeah.
hotkey it, or just, have it be like kind of like Breath of the Wild where you just had to do something in order to activate it.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing I kind of do miss is like, oh, um like let's say like for Breath of the Wild when you had like Daruk's power, it's like all you have to do is like, block and then the dome comes over you.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
wish
Yeah.
there was like a way you could like just do that again, but with the new powers.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. As far as like that too, it's a little annoying when you have 3 of them following you and you need the right one and they're all in your grill. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't need a gust of wind right now. I need an explosion, or I don't need this stupid water shield right now. I need to shoot this motherfucker with lightning. Like that's just a little like if I could understand if they kept that and you could choose it whenever you want.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But yeah, it's a little like I'm just being nitpicky. It's just like, fuck no, go away, Yunobo. I don't need you right now. But you could send them away too. There's that argument, right? You don't have to have them on all the time, but I do.
yeah,
So I want all 4 of them still with me right now, or 5 of them. So
I only pull them out if I'm getting like surrounded by enemies.
that's fair.
Like I bring out Unobo and I'll maybe bring out, like depending on the situation, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just having them all out like all the time, just like they get in my way too damn
They
much.
do. They do.
They get in my way too damn much, but then when I need them, they run away from me. So it's like,
Always,
come on,
dude.
guys.
Always.
You're supposed to be the sages. You need to help me.
Yeah. This I can't wait for this game to get its game of the year, because it obviously will. And if it doesn't, I'll be super wowed. I just want to hear the Zelda theme at the Game of the Year awards, loud and prominent. Yeah, I know it's gonna have its place there. I know there's still more games to be had
this year,
especially with Survivor too. I still need to play that. Yeah,
Survivor.
This game is so good. I don't even want to fight Ganon. Like I'm already ready. Like, give me something else. I know it'll be done. It's
luckily there's a lot of game in it.
Oh, I know. If you've been thinking about it, you haven't gotten it, just get it already.
Just get it.
You'll do yourself a favor.
Switch
I mean,
2
play
ain't
Breath of the Wild
coming
if you
out.
want to, but Breath of the Wild now is just, it's fun. No doubt, it's great. But if you know about this one, go for this one.
like honestly, like if you haven't played either of them, Breath of the Wild's really good, but Tears of the Kingdom, you can get a lot out of it.
New ballpark. And you know what I love too? There was a quest I did earlier that connected to another quest, and it's like, oh, you already did it. Cool. I fucking love it.
That I do love.
Oh my god. It's like, you already did this. Thank God. I don't need to go do it again.
Oh, you need to go.
I would have, but
You need to go get 10 sharp mushrooms. Oh, fuck! You already have them.
thank God. Jesus.
Hell yeah.
There are 10 frogs over here. Can you take care of them? Oh, you did? It's just like, yeah, I did. I needed them.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild is, or sorry, Tears of the Kingdom is always going to be a constant.
I still call it Breath of the Wild.
It's so they're so similar. They're roughly the same game, just different.
Dude, I love that recall power. I wish it was a little more involved. It's so good. It whenever I drop something off a cliff, boop, it's so good. So good. Oh man.
But yeah, those are like well, of course, playing Street Fighter as well. But those pretty much were like the, biggest games I got. Oh, I finally invested in something, Joel. I might have mentioned this to you before, but I finally got it. I finally invested in a Backbone controller for my phone.
I don't know if you told me that. How is that? How's that been?
So it's really interesting. Works great. I love it. It feels good in the hands. It obviously this version is like the PlayStation version, so it has all like the PlayStation keys. For people just listening to this, you have your your
triangle, square,
X. Your standard PlayStation fare, right? Because I wanted to try PlayStation Remote Play on my phone. And so PlayStation Remote Play is interesting because think of your phone has to be on some kind of Wi-Fi, right? Yeah. And so your phone and your PlayStation talk to each other, and it's pretty much through Wi-Fi, your phone becomes a screen for your PlayStation. So like I could be in the living room and I'll just pop it on. My PS5 will turn on, right? And then I could just see my PS5 on my phone. So I tested out. I just played a little bit of offline Street Fighter. Played pretty decently. There's maybe like once in a while there would be like a small little like hiccup. But for the most part, it worked pretty well. I haven't really tried any online games. Just because
I bet it's
yeah, because that's testing it out. But I do want to try when we go to PAX in a few months. I'm gonna bring this, and I know we're gonna be on shitty hotel Wi-Fi, but I want to try to see.
You do it over that distance?
As long as you're on some kind of Wi-Fi connection, it will.
Really?
Yeah, because you just link your console onto the Remote Play app, and then you just turn it on. You can turn on your PS5 from wherever you are and just play.
Interesting. Yeah. I didn't know it did that. I assume like I could do it to my Xbox, go to my bedroom, might be spotty Wi-Fi, but I'm still playing my game.
No.
Interesting. I connect to Wi-Fi anywhere. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. All you have to do
on Sure anywhere.
All you have to do is like there's like a setting on like your PlayStation that you just kind of have to flip on for it to like recognize Remote Play. But yeah, once you have that and your phone's on Wi-Fi, and your console's on some kind of like, online connection, like it technically should work. Of course, it always depends on your Wi-Fi connection, of course, because pretty much it's streaming your PlayStation to your phone. So it's kind of like, I haven't tried Game Pass with this yet. I probably should just to see how that works. But yeah, I've been enjoying this. There's days where I'm just like on the couch in the living room and I was like, oh, I just want to like hop on, play a few rounds and not have to sit at my desk.
So with time that they'll just get better, which is crazy.
That's the hope. It's
the hope.
Because I know for at least Game Pass, like their cloud gaming is still in beta, So that's, going to change over time, and, remote play will probably change over time.
That's
Uh,
crazy, dude.
but yeah, uh, a backbone controller, if you're wondering about, mobile gaming and cloud gaming, you know, this is like $100, 100-ish bucks, but it's quality and it's worth it, I think. Oh, the other cool thing, you can charge your phone
I was
and
wondering about that. How do
have
you?
a headphone jack at the same time. So
Okay, it's like
it's
you
like the
just
perfect
charge your
fucking controller.
phone. Okay, that's so you just charge it whenever. That's cool.
Yep. So you could be just sitting anywhere, just plug it in, charge it.
That's cool.
So
And my
backbone.
curiosity's definitely peaked now. I was like, it looks cool. I didn't know. I thought it just had to be like nearby.
No,
That's crazy. That's
I
the
mean,
future, man.
I'm assuming nearby would probably be better, but
Oh yeah, same state probably.
you know, you gotta test your distance. You just need to
Oh no.
test your how far you could go.
Jeez. Speaking of how far you could go, we went to the food festival. I saw you Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of great food. Of course, I just opted for, lobster fries. It said 2 to 3 people. I thought it was like, yeah, whatever. I was fucking wrong. The main lobster, it was huge, dude. It was great too. It was lobster cheese
It was
fry.
good.
It was big. Yeah, so it was good. And I had a crab roll. It was really good too. It was kind of warm too. I was expecting to be cooler than that, but it's okay. We found some shade eventually, but that was cool.
Yeah,
If you haven't been to a food festival, go to one. It's pretty cool.
yeah. This one was called
But,
Foodie Land.
yeah, me and Jameson and Ben went last year. This time you went,
Yeah.
I went, Chris went, Alessa, Ben, and we ran into Jameson. He went with his family, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Like, it's been a very long time since, I've been to kind of like one of those kind of, events. Like, it's at the
Yeah.
fairgrounds, so it's like, oh,
Yeah.
haven't been there in a while. So it was neat. The we went by, so like how it was set up, there's a lot of food booths, right? And there's
Mhm.
like some merchandise stands, and of course there was some carnival games there. Boy, did I forget how sketchy fucking carnival games are.
Oh yeah.
What there was like the standard kind of like ring toss ones. There was like the basketball. Boy, something breaks the nothing like looking at a basketball game on the side to break the illusion of you having a chance. Because when we're walking by, it's like, oh, it's a little basketball thing. You can maybe do the basketball thing, and then we kind of started going from the side, and we saw the hoop go from a circle to an oval. And it was like, no.
Mm.
And there's like the one guy that kept trying to get Ben to do the bar hang.
Oh yeah,
It
hang
was like
for
a
a
challenge
minute. You
with
get like $50 or something.
I think it was like, do it for like a minute, get your money back. Do it for like 2 minutes, and like you get double back.
Yeah. Got hella people that day. We saw.
There's one guy that almost made it. He had like 3 seconds
Almost.
left and
Yeah.
fell over. But yeah, it was neat. It was cool to be out and about. Like, I know like that weekend was a little busy, but it was kind of nice to,
Oh yeah.
be out, and just kind of take in the world around you. Because
Mhm.
I know for me recently, I have been keeping indoors a lot. So it was a nice change of pace.
Mhm.
Ah,
Before we move on, I want to talk about a certain trailer that came out while I was away. But before we get there, just want to talk about, of course, the favorite game of mine, Destiny 2. They ended their story season, at least for now, with
Oh,
a
yeah.
big lore drop. It's pretty cool. So if you're still playing, if you saw the origins of the Witness, that was kind of cool. He was kind of shrouded in mystery till recently. Like I was telling you, they actually leaked this like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, you told
I'm
me
like,
that.
God damn! Like people, can you just wait 6 fucking
No.
weeks? Like we're almost. And no, I gotta leak the whole cutscene too
But
in
Joel,
its entirety.
how can people know how excited I am if they don't know? People need to know the excitement I feel without experiencing it from themselves.
And then you wonder why they don't talk to the community. Like, it's like, how come you guys won't tell us anything? You don't let us know. This sucks. It's like, yeah, I think I know why they're not talking to us. Also, this season, like other seasons, everyone's complaining about every fucking thing. I get it. There's been a lot of emergency maintenance. I can side with you on that one. That sucks. Right? Why does this game need so much maintenance? But it's also so fucking big. Like, I don't know. Maybe I get on the trend of playing games that die. Maybe I'm just used to it by now. But it's marathons coming up. People are like, oh, you put all your money into marathon, not Destiny. I'm like, yo, you could step away. You could not play this game.
I will kind of defend that opinion a little bit, because I will defend PvP players, because they haven't gotten shit for years.
You got a shitty map. Disjunction. That's what it is.
But Bungie has kind of really dropped the ball on PvP a lot. So
Gambit's fucking dead, dude. That game is dead.
Bro, Gambit's been dead for like 5 years. It's like ever since they did that first update for Gambit, it was like downhill.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. But as far as like the co-op and like the story stuff, I feel like they've been kind of like, Witch Queen was great. Witch Queen was really fun. And I know some people are kind of like meh on Nightfall, but I've been enjoying myself. I feel like they've been they're ramping up for something really big, and I hope that it pays off within the next year. But that is the question though. Like, we are coming to the end of the 10-year promise that they made when Destiny 1 came out. And now we know that like Marathon's coming. There's another project that they're working on that we don't know anything about. So
keep it that way. Honestly,
it's the unfortunate thing to think about, but once the final shape comes out and all that stream of content is done with, we could be looking at the maybe not the end of Destiny, but like the hiatus of Destiny, where
end of the Light and Darkened saga for sure, or whatever.
Well, yeah, but we could be seeing like a length in time where there won't be really anything new with Destiny, because they'll have Marathon to worry about, and that's pretty much all multiplayer. And then whatever their other game is, they're working on that. So I don't know if they're going to expand their team to like work on more Destiny stuff and just kind of have the standard kind of like season, like they'll have the the Guardian games and like the Winter Solstice shit come out,
probably,
and just have like almost a year of like nothing, which could be a good or bad thing. I don't know. Like, it could be a good thing. They could like use that time to like refresh themselves and like come back even stronger, or it could kill the player base a little bit. But it's that weird struggle when you have a game that's like mostly like a live service. Eventually that live service is gonna have to slow down a lot.
Maybe too slow for some people already. Maybe. Which you made some good points already. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I just know with Final Shape, I'm gonna take a break when that shit's up. I'm done. I've been saying that for years, but it'll be nice to shift away. God, the Final Shape 2. They did come out with the secret quest this week, though. I will say, I attempted to do it with a couple friends and with some randos. Ooh, it's tough. Let me tell you. Make sure you have all your exotic fish. I whiffed my Nova, so no. There was the boss was right here. It just went a 180. I was so mad, but I came close twice. Oh. It's tough. It's not as hard as Whisper, but approaching that. Harder than Presage, I'd say. But not Master Presage. Definitely not as hard as I feel like Master of Excalibur quest was tough as fuck. Okay, but not harder than Outbreak. Well, those have different things, though. I feel like it's hard to compare, but for right now, because I haven't done anything challenging, I guess, other than PvP, it definitely feels pretty tough, I suppose, for now.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten the new exotic, but I want to. So we'll see how that goes.
I just need one more fish. So if I can catch it, maybe we can run it together and hopefully get some luck.
Weekend warrior that. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Because is it only for this week? Or did it just
No.
start this week?
No. I think it just started this week. I already saw a guy running around with a gun at the tower, so
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, the wicked implement.
Wicked. The wickedly talented.
Wickedly talented, one and only Dazim.
Yeah. I want to say in regards to that. Have been thinking about Diablo 4 out on Game Pass again. Of course,
Yeah.
not Blizzard. I know you could play like couch co-op. That's what I want to get, so my wife and I can play. But thinking about it, I know all our friends are jumping on it real quick, so I'm super curious about doing a tango with Diablo 4. But we'll see. We'll see what comes first.
Cool.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I just love that fact it has like the permadeath mode. I love that shit.
Bro.
that's so intense and
That is very intense. Did you hear about the one guy that accidentally got permadeath
on Twitter? Yeah, I saw. Like they were doing maintenance and then he died or whatever.
Well, he got like his system crashed, but his character didn't log out. So he was being attacked by like small little creatures, but he was off long enough for his character to get killed while he was not even playing.
That sucks. That's kind of funny though.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of our friends have been playing Diablo 4. They've been telling me about it, and it sounds neat. It's not my game, but it sounds like a lot of people are having fun.
Dungeon crawl.
All
right, we can move on. So we should talk about the movies we saw, but I want to talk about a trailer we saw.
Go for it.
Before that, there's a certain Sony movie coming out soon.
That trailer. Okay.
That trailer. I don't know what trailer you were thinking of. Yeah, so they unveiled the Red Band trailer as well as the regular trailer for Kraven the Hunter. And it looks like it's on par with Venom, better than Morbius, I'll say right now.
To be seen. To be seen.
Right. We'll see. We'll see it. We still haven't seen The Flash. We'll get around to it somehow. It rhymes with Schmeirit. We might have to do it that way. I like that idea that your partner said. So can neither confirm nor deny. Kraven, it looks goofy. They really leaning into the bitten by a radioactive but not kind of thing, like to get the powers.
The lion. The lion almost killed me. I stabbed it. Its blood went into my blood. Now I am the lion.
Yeah, that's
the ultimate predator.
That's literally it. And yeah,
I can't believe they're just doing another Morbius.
They are, but it looks, because it's rated R. It has to be with what I saw in the Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
It does look a little more entertaining than Morbius. Morbius, I was like, we were hesitant. We're like, fine, we'll try. This one, I'm like, can't be worse than Morbius, right? And then they show the Rhino becoming a rhino at the end.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
I haven't seen that before. So
I'll show you what it's like to be a rhino.
Yeah, it becomes Paul Giamatti in a mech suit. Russell Crowe again. He wasn't done as Zeus.
Okay, I know I've said this in private a lot, but I need to say this here right now, recorded. Why does Russell Crowe sound more like Kraven than Anthony Taylor Johnson does?
Aaron Taylor.
Aaron Taylor. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
It's just called Kick-Ass. Fuck it.
Kick-Ass.
Quicksilver. Dead Quicksilver.
Dude from Godzilla.
That's the best way to put it.
But why does Russell Crowe sound like Kraven? And the guy playing Kraven does not sound like Kraven.
Kraven sounds like Kraven in the Spider-Man 2 game trailer. That Kraven looks fucking great.
That's the Kraven I'm excited for.
That's the Kraven we should have fucking got. But we got Aaron Taylor Johnson doing some animal shit. He shoots a guy with a crossbow unapologetically.
He runs on the wall.
Yeah,
like a lion.
Spider-Man. if we don't get Morbius and Craven and Venom fighting each other with the Vulture in some weird thing talking about hot dogs, then we failed. All right, they failed. If they don't have them fighting and then fighting Spider-Man,
I
that's
really
it.
hope the Vulture is not there. Because
How's
that
the
was
food here?
because that was the one that. Well, I shouldn't say that. That wasn't the one thing they fucked up in Morbius. There's a lot. Morbius itself was fucked up, but like what they did to Vulture, probably one of like the cooler new Spider-Man villains, and just stripped him away of all of his character. Like I can't believe they actually did that. Like so, I'm hoping like with all of like the stuff after No Way Home that he just got warped back into real like MCU time. Because God, I do not. Sony's really trying hard to make the Sinister Six seem like something cool, but I know they've only done like technically one movie. Like I don't. Is Venom considered part of like their Sinister Six project?
There have been so many people that come in and out of Sinister Six. I assume Venom is part of the Sinister Six, or they're going to Sinister Six are going to fight Venom, but probably PG-13 because his movies are PG-13. So I don't know what the Venom 2 should have been rated R. I was just talking about it the other day. I was like, oh my god, why did they do that?
So like
PG-13 Carnage was just not it.
I really hope that. I mean, I don't hope because I never hope something like fails, but like I kind of hope that if Craven like fails as hard as Morbius does, that Sony gets the picture that it doesn't fucking make sense to make movies about Spider-Man villains if Spider-Man's not gonna be fucking there. It doesn't make sense.
Knows, man.
They had a reference to Spider-Man in Morbius and they took it out of the movie. Doesn't make sense.
Same for
It
fucking...
was Raimi Spider-Man 2. It was like a fucking a home run. Would have made it a better movie if that painting of Tobey Maguire was there. Maybe.
On my planet, I am kind of a loser like you.
That's the thing we got out of Venom, honestly. We won't see that in Craven. If I'm wrong, thank goodness.
So, you know what? I hope Venom's in Craven.
Save the fucking movie, probably.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to already cast this as a failure, but it's just so weird because we just got it into the Spider-Verse literally like a month ago.
It's amazing.
One of the best movies that comes out this year from Sony. And we're also getting Craven from Sony.
Oh, shit.
Like I know live action and animation are two different departments, but still, it's so weird that they could do some of the best Spider-Man shit and then do some of the worst Spider-Man shit in the same year.
They don't have 6 writers. That's why. And the writer's strike. Shit. I don't know how this is going to turn out. They're probably doing some last minute shit for that movie. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, it's already filmed probably. Because it comes out in like a month or so.
Yeah. Well, like still they need to do like recording and post stuff. And...
ADR. But
yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, just thought, yes, we did know about Craven. We're not ignoring it.
We're not ignoring it. We can't, unfortunately.
Oh, man. Anyway.
It is like we're doing a late night recording. I'm getting like flashbacks of Morbius, and I am in a mood.
I riled him. All right, let's segue to Beast Wars, and I'll talk about Indiana Jones.
There we go.
Let's get out of the Sonyverse and into the Beastverse.
This
Raven Robo time.
This will make me happy. Okay, so about a week or so ago, I went to see Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. This is like the 7th Transformer movie, the second one not done by Michael Bay. It's being done by the same director for Bumblebee, which is really good. I really like this movie. I thought Rise of the Beast was a blast. It kind of it kind of gave me back that energy of like very early Transformers. And then of course you add in the Beast Wars aspect with like the Maximals. You got Optimus Primal, you got Cheetor, you got Rhinox, you got Air Razor. No Rat Trap, unfortunately, Joel. I'm sorry.
Not gonna see it then.
Not gonna see it. Failure. Um,
About Pterosaur. Never mind. Don't tell me. Keep going.
no. So unfortunately, the way the movie's made, there's technically one Predacon, but it's not a like big like main one. It's just made. It's basically used to just be like a grunt kind of thing. I don't want to go into too many spoilers because I want you I want you to like look at it as fresh as you can, and I don't want to spoil anybody else out there listening right now. But it is a very simple Transformers movie. It's I'm going to try to put my bias aside for a second and be like it's nothing like very special. It is just kind of like stupid fun. Like you shouldn't like look at this movie to be serious.
I wasn't, but
No, you shouldn't. But for me, growing up in the 90s, like religiously watching Beast Wars whenever it came on TV, like there's so much nostalgia in it. Not only mixing in like the Beast Wars, but then you're also mixing in like the first generation Transformers, which they've been doing a lot more recently. They've been like combining like the Beast Wars and like the OG like Transformers a lot in like their media, like Hasbro has. So this isn't, if you're looking for like nostalgia from like the Beast Wars show, there's not a lot there. Like there's gonna be the basics, like the characters themselves and kind of like just that the aspects of them are there, but this is totally like a movie timeline kind of thing where their history is kind of altered, where it's like what was it? I think it was either Eraser or Primal says like we are we are your past and your future. Cause like it's kind of like one of those things where like they got teleported to the past, but then they're also technically from the like in like canon like Transformers lore, like they're from the future in like timeline wise, but when they get to Earth, they came to the Earth in the past. So it's really kind of weird. Like you have to be like a big Transformers fan to like go with the logic in that. But a lot of cool action scenes. It felt a lot more streamlined than usual. Like the action scenes were actually a lot more easier to like follow than like old Michael Bay Transformers movie.
Yeah, that was like, what's happening? I think
Like,
a robot. I think a Decepticon won.
yeah. Transforming sequences are always cool. You get the big huge rallying of like the Autobots and the Maximals together, which is fucking sick. You get the rallying cries, Autobots roll out, Maximals maximize, and it's like, oh, let's fucking go.
Oh, nice.
Like what, like, not to spoil it, but it's like if you know Transformers, you know what's gonna happen. But the moment like the Maximals transform, you're like, let's fucking go. Seeing Optimus Primal pull out his like two fucking swords and shit, it's like, oh yeah, it felt so
Hype.
good. But yeah, I had a blast. I say this movie makes up for the last night in many ways, and I can't say what some of those ways are because that would be very big spoilers for the movie. But just believe me when I say like the stuff that they tried to do in last night, it feels like they tried to correct. It's also kind of like retconning the movie universe of Transformers in a way.
We're pulling a Days of Future Past and fucking Flash movie.
No, more so just like they're ignoring what happened in the last night and then just kind of because the movies they're doing right now are based in the past. So this movie is based in like the 90s. So, oh yeah, by the way, there's a lot of 90s references, like to the point where the movie starts out with a Wu-Tang song.
Oh, hell yeah.
um, among other things. But where was I going with this? But so like there's a big thing. Some of you might get this from my vague description. There's a thing that happened in the last night that they redid for this movie, and they did it a lot better. Um, and after watching the movie, I kind of researched, and apparently one of the early concepts for last night was that they wanted to bring in the Maximals for last night, and so they didn't. But they used the same concept art for last night, and they used it for this movie for Rise of the Beast. So it's kind of like neat because like it kind of brings me to that conclusion that this is very much like a make good for how bad the last night was.
Is that the last one before Bumblebee?
Yeah. That was the last Michael Bay Michael Bay directed Transformers movie.
I tried to watch a movie. I was like half paying attention. It still wasn't good.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But if you're a Transformers fan, or if you just want to watch something that has like some just like easygoing, just like fun action, I highly recommend it. My opinion personally, if you can see it in a theater, go for it. Like, if you're unsure about the movie, maybe just try to get it on like a discount day. If you have a theater that has like discount days or like an early bird, ticket price. But it's the summertime. It's a good summertime movie. It's a good summertime. It's not great.
So a fun time and maybe a good time.
Yeah. But, being me, I fucking loved it. Being a Transformers fan, I loved it.
They're
Joel,
limited show times now. It's been out for a minute.
It's been out for a bit, so it might come up, on streaming services soon. Who knows? But speaking of summertime movies, Joel, you went to see Indiana Jones the other day.
Yep, saw it with my wife. If you like Indiana Jones, you're gonna like this movie. It's what you expect. Harrison Ford does it again. He's old. He fights some Nazis. He saves the day, or does he? But it's pretty standard as far as Indiana Jones. I saw someone's tweet was like he had like a happy ending. In 4 and in 5 they took it away. I think that's a disservice. I think 5 gives it a real ending. Like the 4 ending is kind of like George Lucas and or Ewoks kind of ending, right? Mm-hmm. I'll say that.
The tip of the hat to back then is like, oh, Shia LaBeouf, baby, the new Indy.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
They address that a little
really?
bit. Really?
Whoa! They actually
his character. They address his character. It's not ignored.
Okay.
It's part of how he is what I'll say. But yeah, it's
interesting.
It starts out, of course, with him fighting Nazis in a flashback. That he has an artifact the Nazis won, and surprise, surprise, Nazis didn't go away, just like today, I guess. But it's pretty fun. I said on Twitter, it's what you expect. It's steals artifacts, he fights Nazis, and his punches sound hella bassy. It's like, fucking Captain America's punches don't sound that bassy, man. It's like,
is it that good old like Indiana Jones fighting?
Oh yeah. They didn't use his whip as much, I would say. They should have, but maybe they wanted to retire away from that.
That's okay. I don't want to see like old Harrison Ford try to use a whip. That's okay.
It was fun though. I mean, again, if you like the movies, you'll enjoy it. It's nothing amazing. I will say the major plot reveals. There was one I thought was cool. Like it's like, oh, the thing actually does. I'm trying to be vague too. The artifact does what it's supposed to do, not what you wanted it to do. How it was designed is not how you thought it was, which I thought was cool.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, so I like that. There was it's they touch on like mythical shit too, of course, but they did it better, I think, and it made it fun. They did all the things they do in the previous movies. He had, the relationship with the relative, like Last Crusade. No, not Last Crusade. Fucking the Sean Connery one.
No,
There's a
you're right.
kid.
You're right.
Oh,
Last
I'm
Crusade.
thinking of okay. The action adventure, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's a kid involved, just like Temple of Doom.
Okay.
Fights Nazis. That's like 3 of them, 4 of them, right? I mean, it was fun. I went in. I was like, I'm gonna watch Harrison Ford be old, complain, fake punch Mads Mikkelsen a couple times, and leave. And I got a little bit more than that. So
that's good.
It's a summer movie. It's doing poorly. That kind of blows my mind a little, but I mean, it's also the 5th Indiana Jones, right? I mean, are people tired of old Harrison Ford? Maybe.
I
I don't
mean,
know. Are people mad that he's fighting Nazis? I don't know.
well, no, I just think a lot of people saw Crystal Skull and they're like, "Oh no."
Which is fair. But
That's the thing. Do they touch on that? Do they like mention anything about aliens?
He talks about other events, but not
Okay.
aliens. They don't they don't
Okay.
touch that.
Okay.
They don't touch that, brother. Yeah. So if you're curious, you like Indiana Jones, you should probably go see it in the theater. It's really cool. James Mangold, the director of Logan, Wolverine. I think this was the right. He takes an old character going through it. He's done that before. Does it again. There's
All right.
old tropes, and then Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's in Fleabag and was also L3 in the Solo movies. She does great, of course. So, I'll dive more into it when it's been out, But again, it's Indiana Jones. He's not gonna fucking, there's no memento like reveal, or there's no, Indiana Jones verse at the end. I didn't see one anyway. That multiverse of
Oh, no.
archaeologists. No, he didn't transform. He didn't become a bat doctor or lion's blood or anything like that. So
just a simple, action Indiana Jones movie.
if you like Raiders, you like Temple, you like fucking Last Crusade, you'll enjoy this.
Okay. That's good. Because you want the movie to be good because you assume that this is like the last like Indiana Jones movie we're getting. Because I can't assume Harrison Ford is gonna want to do it again.
He's gonna be busy being Red Hulk apparently, but it felt final. It felt like they are done with Indiana Jones. That's what I will say. Will there be room for another one? It's Disney. Even James Mangold said, they're bringing Wolverine back. He's like, I thought I ended it, but they're going to squeeze that wet towel dry as possible. Maybe in 20 years, there might be a young Indiana Jones reboot.
You never know.
A modern Indiana Jones.
People do love the reboots.
That is Nathan Drake. So, that is Laura Croft. So.
Oh, all right. Cool. But like definitely like would you say it's worth seeing in theaters?
I think so. It was fun seeing in theaters. I don't think it needs to though. Like if you could hold out, it's probably good. I think big screen always helps, except for one movie we already said. Yeah. I think it made a good experience. Certainly a better viewing experience than Across the Spider-Verse, but that movie is like S rank forever.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll probably have to go check it out too. I mean, I will for sure because Indiana Jones is always fun. But what's not fun?
Wasted a really good actor in the movie. What?
Wait, oh, what? Is that a reference
Anyway,
to something?
go ahead. No, I'm talking about Indiana Jones. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, not movie related, but I recently found out that a little less known streaming site, Glimish, closed down last week.
Oh shit! I was just about to say I'm gonna try kicking Glimish this week. Fuck.
Oh,
damn it! It seems good. That sucks.
It seemed legit. But like I said, running a streaming site, developing a streaming site costs money, and when the costs don't meet the amount that you can fund for the website, they had to close it, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like they're super new too. Damn.
I mean they've only been around for a few years. Pretty much when Mixer closed, this project started going up. So, like, Glimish was kind of like supposed to be like the answer to Mixer in a way. But the people making it were super open. Every week they would have town hall meetings, and they let people see the back end. They did a good job of like not hiding things from people. So it was unfortunate that they announced that they on June 30th that they're going to do their last stream, and then the website was going to shut down, which sucks because I have a buddy that streamed on there a lot, and so it kind of sucks that the however many streamers were using Glimish and like were really championing Glimish now kind of have to find a new home, especially since nowadays, like, for streamers, finding a new home is like so they don't have that many options, and all those options are really big for the most part. But yeah, it's unfortunate. From what I know, though, I could be wrong, but I do believe that they are opening their resources so like people can try their hand with it as well. And
Cool.
and from what I know, their Discord is still active, so like people can still kind of communicate through Discord and like talk about what went wrong with Glimish, or like what they were trying to do, and then of course like people can still connect through there as well. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, because when you have such big competition, it's kind of hard to try, especially now, to be a newer like a newer website, a newer company, try to get in on the streaming game, because like we have Twitch, we have YouTube. It seems like Facebook has really like took Facebook Live on the back burner a lot, and then there's Kick, but then Kick's been having their own problems. I don't know if you've heard this, Joel, but did you hear about the XQC contract for Kick?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh boy. So XQC, for a few people are familiar. At least I was familiar with him through back when he was in the Overwatch League, and then he got kicked out of the Overwatch League because he has a very not I wouldn't say PC, is like he said some whack shit. And of course he's been on he's been on Twitch and he's had problems there. So recently XQC just made a deal with Kick to have a contract for $100 million.
What?
And get this, it's a non-exclusive contract. So Kick is giving XQC $100 million to not be exclusive on Kick.
Maybe I won't do Kick then.
And get this, to celebrate said contract, XQC, one of XQC's first streams after the deal was him streaming The Dark Knight on Kick, breaking a whole bunch of rules. So that kind of tells you where that's gonna be going. But yeah, that's a very wild deal, especially for a kind of newer website like Kick. It's very strange to make a deal like that and not be exclusive. I mean, it's great for XQC because that's a lot of money, and also he doesn't have to give up anything, which I guess kudos whoever was able to make that deal work out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess because Kick is also backed by like a crypto casino.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I found that out too
No,
recently.
gambling is allowed on Kick, but that makes way more sense now.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I've seen a few people on Kick, and you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that do like Kick, but like yeah, personally for me, I don't know how viable that is, especially if the website is being ran or being funded by a crypto casino company. That sounds a little kind of yikes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how stable you could have it be when crypto itself is already unstable.
Very unstable.
And especially making a deal like this, I don't know why they would. I don't know who thought this was a good idea for Kick. It's so
I guess the owner has millions and millions in crypto and
I don't know.
back it up.
It's very wild. It's a wild time for streaming, you know, especially since you know, everything's been happening with Twitch. You know, we got this news, and now Glimish is gone, which is unfortunate. It just kind of adds fuel to the fire for the whole streaming game. And I know, you know, for a while we've been like, oh, I don't know what to do, but it's like, honestly, at this point, it's just kind of like, just you have to stick with what you know, and kind of just try your best doing something. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
And there's a whole new thing with like Twitch, because Twitch just recently started their own version of like super chats. And then there's a whole like thing about that too, because yeah, it works like super chats where people can like spend money to like do like, you know, special, you know, chat comments and stuff like that. But apparently like Twitch takes like 5% of that before the split. So it's like Twitch takes like a 5% off of that like super chat, and then like
splits it with the creator and Twitch.
No, and
wow.
After that 5% like transaction fee, then it does like the 70-30 or the 50-50 depending on your, you know, position. So it's like so that's why a lot of people have been kind of like, some people have been actually, because you can set the minimum for like Twitch's version super chats, and a lot of people have been setting it very high so no one uses it, which I don't blame them. The streaming world's a mess right now.
Yeah.
It's not the Wild West, but it feels like the Wild West. Like back in the day.
Oh man.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say I saw a tweet that said like Kick was better reliably for money. Like you get payouts even if it's not max. At least you get.
Oh yeah.
You know, that guy got groceries and stuff, and he gets it regularly because it's better than Twitch. But goddamn, like if they're spending money like crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild time. Because like there's like no good answer for anything really. You know, you just kind of have to go with your gut on what feels right. But the streaming world is just you just kind of have to do what you do and just hope it pans out well. That's honestly all you could do, really. But man, $100 million. Damn. That's a lot.
He used it to stream a fucking
a Warner Brothers movie.
Fucking. I don't know if that's like basic as fuck, or he's just trying to do that for like he wants to get in trouble. He's pushing their buttons. Like, oh man.
Hey man, he has a $100 million contract, so who knows what might be coming? You don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Yeah. I think that's it. I don't know if you have any other things you bring up.
I brought up it all. I'm
Oh,
just gonna try to see if I can get that scout rifle later tonight, and if not, sometime this week. That's it.
all right.
I was gonna try Twitch. I mean Twitch. Fucking Kick and Glimish, but I don't know anymore about one of them. And I certainly know how I'm not gonna try with one of them now. So
Yeah.
uh,
All right. Well, I think that'll about do it for now. You know, Now We Nerd is back. The podcast is back. Joel is back. So we're gonna be, getting back into the motion. Marcelo is a busy boy, so he'll be popping in and out, on occasion, just based on his schedule. So hopefully we can get him in. But of course, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, if you guys want to hang out with us this Saturday at 11 a.m., we are starting the very first Weekend Warrior stream.
Warrior.
Going to be having fun, playing some games, co-op or competitive, you never know. And we're just going to have a nice late Saturday morning. Going to kick off the weekend pretty nice. Going to just have a nice chill time.
Yeah.
But of course, I want to announce this real quick. If for some reason you can't make it to the Weekend Warrior stream, do not worry, because we'll be putting the VOD up at our new archive channel, United We Nerd Rewind, on YouTube. A new YouTube channel where we're going to be putting up all of our Weekend Warrior streams and any other non-podcast related streams up on YouTube. So that way, if you miss it and you can't make it to the live, you could watch it there whenever you want. And hopefully still have a good time.
YouTube.
But yeah, we're...
Right.
Yeah. But we're just trying, we're doing a little shift. We wanted to try to get into like the, having more fun, off the podcast with you guys. And of course, we'll still be recording this live. This is pre-recorded just because of timing, but this will also be live, so you can always come see us here on Tuesdays. But yeah, of course, if they can't see us live, Joel, but they still want to, communicate with us, where could they do that?
Send us an email. It's about Common Writer, Craven, Destiny, whatever. Ultraman, Star Wars, of course. Do you know that our Star Wars TikTok video got like 800 views? This one, the Battlefront one of all things. So thank you to 800 people. Anyway,
nice.
UnitedWeNerdcast@gmail.com. UnitedWeNerdcast@gmail.com. We're trying to grow that TikTok. That's also where you can find us. United We Nerd. We only have like 12 followers. Let's bump it up. Let's go.
Up so we could do lives on there too. Fuck it.
On Instagram,
need
on
those
Facebook.
1,000 followers.
I guess we're on Twitter. The website fluctuates
whenever
so fucking much. I don't know.
Whenever Elon Musk allows us to read more than 3 tweets.
So yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Find us there, United We Nerd. Brian, where can we find you though? If you don't want us, if you want to find you, where can we find you?
Well, of course, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brian_Saber. You can also find me on TikTok at Brian Saber as well. Like I said, I'm slowly trying to get into the TikTok game. I know it's a little weird. I'm working it out. But definitely, I feel like now, like Instagram is going to be like the better place. Not saying Twitter is the going word, but it's probably gonna fucking go somewhere in the garbage soon. I know some people have been looking at Blue Sky. I'm currently waiting to see if I can get into that. So if anybody is going to be on Blue Sky, maybe you'll see me there too. But Joel, enough about me. But where can people find you?
You can find me also on TikTok, posting hopefully some Tears of the Kingdom content and Destiny. I forgot what it was called already. Mad Mech Monster Mine on TikTok. Also on Twitter and Twitch under Acoustic Avenger. Find me there. But if you just want to find me easier, just look for the United We Nerd page, and usually I'm retweeting it or whatever. That's where you can find us for sure. Find us there. Also, Mad Mac Monster Mind on Spotify and SoundCloud. Working on some new music. As always, came out with an EP like a year ago or something. Check out those songs. Yeah, if you want to find us there.
Hell yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. Of course, you know, we are back and we're going to be doing a lot more cool things. And I hope that you guys stick around and hang out with us because, of course, this is United We Nerd. And always remember to keep on nerding.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else.
The 60s were fun, but now I'm paying for it.